What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild, and thank y'all for tuning in. This is episode 59. Oh my God, we almost at 60. 59. I'm flying solo tonight without my bro. My bro Santana, you know what I'm saying? He has some unforeseen family situations that he had to tend to. So, I know my brother's going to take care of that and we'll see him next episode. So let's tap in. Let's have ourselves a good time. So I'm flying this plane solo dolo, so you know how we do it. I've done this before. It ain't no big thing. But we're going to have some fun tonight. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. It helps us with the show. And we love. You already know what time it is. I don't have my notes, but I do have my laptop. And, you know what I'm saying? We're just going to get it in So, again, y'all make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button. Again, it helps us with the show. And it's all love. We appreciate you 1,000%. And I'm getting texts as well, too. So, people hitting me up and everything. So, so let's start this off the right way, how we do every time. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records. You see it right up there, OUV Records, OUV Records. So this segment is brought to you by OUV Records, where the motto is create, document, and inspire. You can hit up the Instagram at OUV Records and stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. First question of the night. Again, make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you stay in tune. Shout out to some of our day ones. We got Krista Matlock in the building, Culture Talk in the building, King Prince, Roman Jack, just to name a few. Thank you and salute. Appreciate you big time for tapping in. Again, my brother Santana has some unforeseen family situations he had to tend to tonight. So you already know how we do it. We could fly this thing solo as well, but we still gonna have a great fire show for y'all. I don't play no games when it come to y'all. I don't play no games. I really don't. So let's get it. First question of the night, y'all. See how my you see how the vocals went up, right? All right. So first question of the night. If you are an NFL franchise all time, which running back are you going with for your franchise team? Number one, Marshall Faulk. Number two, Nathaniel Tomlinson. Number three, Terrell Davis. Number four, Priest Holmes. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. I already know who I would go with because all these running backs are great players. Honestly, you could take any one of these guys, pause, and throw them onto your team. I mean, they all have their different strengths. Priest Holmes is probably who I'm gonna pick. I am picking Priest Holmes. I think he's the best back. He's not the best back on this list overall, but I would pick him because for my football team, because of his ability to run, catch at a very high level. He can also pass block as well. So he's a 3-down running back. And you know what I'm saying? He meets you in the hole, run between the tackles, pause again. And overall, I just like the way that he played the game. Terrell Davis was great in between the tackles. Didn't necessarily have crazy breakaway speed, but he could get out there. I see Terrell Davis. They saying Terrell Davis in the chat. Terry Crews. Oddly enough, Terry Crews did play in the NFL for I think 2-3 years, maybe, as like a special teams player. If I'm not mistaken, he was like a linebacker, but he never got in that linebacker. He just played special teams. So shout out to Terry Crews. They said Terry Crews the best running back on this list. Marshall Faulk, catch, run, dynamic, not a great pass blocker. Nathaniel Tomlinson, great all around back as well. I'm going with Priest Holmes. I'm seeing Terrell Davis in the chat. The rest of the world went with LT Nathaniel Tomlinson at 37%. Can't be mad at that. He's one of the all-time greats. He's a Hall of Famer in my opinion. So I'm not mad at that, not one bit. All right, moving on. Next question. Most interesting takes in media. So this person has the most interesting takes in media. Number one, Orlando Brown. Number two, Jaguar Wright. Number three, Charleston White. So those are the three. Okay. So again, number one is Orlando Brown. Number two is Jaguar Wright. Number three, Charleston White. So let me know who you think has the most interesting takes in social media today. I mean, all of them is very polarizing on the things that they say. Uh, Orlando Brown, y'all probably heard Orlando Brown, said on many occasions that how him and all these other artists be making love, and how Diddy got the ooshmash, gave him the ooshmash. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When Orlando Brown said, Diddy be giving him that, Diddy gave him the ooshmash. I lost it. I lost it, yo. Orlando Brown is hilarious. Jaguar Wright says a lot of things in the media as well. About her stuff is really like prediction based. Um, and Charleston White, he's very unapologetic in his views on how he look at things. Some are very spot on, the others is like way left. But all three of them are very interesting in their takes on how they put their stuff out. LeBron James, shout out to JD30, hit that like button, appreciate you. He said LeBron James. So LeBron James has the most interesting takes out of Orlando Brown, Jaguar Wright, and Charleston White. You still going with LeBron James takes? So me personally, I'm gonna go with Orlando Brown. Uh, I'm seeing a whole lot of Orlando Brown in the chat as well. I don't blame y'all because I'm telling you, the stuff that this man says is like like it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Shout out to Tana in the building. Shout out to you. Please hit the like button. It helps with the show, and we love. Shout out to Tana Jones. Um, so yeah, so that dude says a lot of crazy things. So again, I said Orlando Brown. You guys at home said Orlando Brown. The rest of the world said Charleston White at 33%. 33%. Okay. I'm not mad at that at all because, like I said, all three of them are very interested in what they say, what they talk about, and it, it's very entertaining. I can tell you that much. It's very entertaining whether you believe them or disagree with them or agree. It's very entertaining to say the least. All right, moving on. Next question. Best college football highlight tape. Best college football highlight tape. One, Peter Warwick. Two, Reggie Bush. Three, Michael Vick. Four, Lamar Jackson. Again, this is their college years. So this is when we talk about Lamar Jackson at Louisville, Michael Vick at Virginia Tech, Reggie Bush at USC, Peter Warwick at Florida State. Who has the best highlight tape out of all four of those guys? Yeah. Oh, shout out to Richard in the building. Shout out to Richard. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Celtics up 3-0. All that matters. Yo, Pacers is a good team, but they up 3-0. It's over. It's over. Michael Vick at the dog fight. Rowan Jack, you on fire tonight. Oh man. You said Michael Vick at the dog fight. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Come on, y'all. Who has the best college tape? Best college tape. So we got Michael Vick. Me personally, I'm going to say y'all probably don't know him. Uh, no, they said Michael Vick in the chat. Y'all probably don't know about Peter Warwick. If you look at Peter Warwick when he was at Florida State, his tape was crazy. I remember when Florida State and Virginia Tech played against each other in the national championship, And that's when the world found out about Michael Vick. He put on the show. He was a redshirt freshman and was killing. So yeah, go Mavs. Mavs up 3-0. That's what's up. I wasn't expecting that. Hit that like button. Appreciate you tapping in. I'm gonna be talking about that in a second as well too, about the NBA playoffs as well. So yeah. So Peter Warwick, I said Peter Warwick. I'm seeing Michael Vick in the chat. The rest of the world said Reggie Bush had the best college football highlight tape of all time at 41%. 41%. Not mad at that at all. Not mad at that at all. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about that the playoffs in a second. Uh, can you give me a shout out, please? Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Miss S. Carlson, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Hit that like button. Appreciate you for tapping to the Can of Brothers Get a Rap podcast. Normally, my other bro is not with me at the moment. He has some unforeseen family issues, but we rocking tonight, though, as we always do. We got, quite a few people in the chat. Make sure y'all stay in tune and give some engagement. We love and we love that engagement as well. Shout out to Richard. Shout out to Richard again. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right. Last question on popular opinions. Best scandal movie on this list. Best scandal movie on this list. Number one, Murder at 1600. Number two, Enemy of the State. Number three, Nick of Time. Number four, Clear of Present Danger. Again, that's Murder at 1600, Enemy of the State, Nick of Time, and Clear of Present Danger. Which one of those was the best scandal movie all time on this list? That's a great dope fire list. So let me know what y'all think in the chat. Which one is the best movie out of all of those? Timberwolves is going to come back until yeah. That series is over, brother. They down 3. Like I said, I'm gonna go into the playoffs in a second. But that is Cook Ham though. That is Cook Ham. It was supposed to win the last game. Like I said, I'm gonna get into that in a second. I'll get into that in a second. But as far as the movie, A Nick of Time was an excellent movie. With Johnny Depp, very fire movie. Enemy of the State was a great movie with Will Smith, but I'm gonna say Murder at 1600 because it dealt with the president in particular and the murder that happened at 1600. That's what 1600, the address of the White House. So that was basically what the movie's about. So it was still a dope fire movie. Um, so I'm seeing Enemy of the State in the chat. Um, I said Murder 1600. The rest of the world said Nick of Time at 34%. All fire movies, all movies worthy of their flowers, but the rest of the world went with Nick of Time at 34%. If you haven't seen Nick of Time yet, go check it out. It's a really dope movie. It's a very dope movie. It's a great time. All right, moving on to our next segment. Hollywood Needs to Ask Us. We came up with the segment because there's a lot of trash ass movies in Hollywood, but they starting to get a little bit better. But the movies that we get in, we haven't asked for. So, you know, you know, they need more ideas, and tonight I'm giving them an idea, a movie that Hollywood needs to make. If y'all remember the Gargoyle cartoon back in the 90s, early 2000s, the Gargoyles, great cartoon. I would love to see that in a live action movie. I think they could pull that off easily, especially after what we just seen with the new Planet of the Apes. The new Planet of the Apes is actually a good movie, but I know that they could pull off a new Gargoyle movie, and I think that would be spectacular. What's going on in chat? You better stop. Correct to my granny. Yeah, shout out to you, A. Shout out to you, A. Shout out to you, A. Hit that like button, A. Shout out to you. Sully cracked his granny. Shout out to Jasmine in the building. Thank you for tapping in. Appreciate you. Hit that like button. Appreciate you tapping in. Uh, you being weird, D. You being weird. Trust me, that you wouldn't leave me alone with your girl. So, you know, what type of question is that, you weirdo? Being weird. Congratulations, you played yourself. All right. So I think the Gargoyle movie would be popping if they was to make that, and I think people will go out and see it. And that's what we want. That's what we want. A dope gargoyle live action movie. Something different. I'm tired of seeing the same Avengers movies. I'm tired of seeing Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not tired of it, but we need more balance. We need different variations of stories that we grew up to. So that's that's bring this gargoyle movies to a live action. So uh that's not a no. Yeah, I feel you, Zach. Weirdo. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. So, moving on, make sure you hit the patreon.com. Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast? Again, patreon.com. Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast? Make sure you hit that up for exclusive merchandise. Yeah. Are they coming out with the Beetlejuice movie again? Yes, they are. It took them like 30 some years to do it, but they finally coming out with a new Beetlejuice movie. I think it's coming out. I think I think summertime, maybe September, if I'm not mistaken. It could be October. Now that I really think about it, but it's coming out though. It's coming out. It took them like 30 years to do, but it is what it is. So, all right, moving on to the next segment. Moving on to our must see segment. Must see movies, must hear music, and must see classic show. So, my first must see movie is called How to Plan an Orgy in a Small Town. Fire movie, fire concept. You can find this movie on Tubi actually. This movie came out in 2015. It was directed by Jeremy Lon, stars Lauren Lee Smith, Joel Strait, Catherine Isabel, Ines Esther, and Jonas Kurznak. Fire movie. It's actually a fire movie. You could go tap into it right now. It's about a girl that leaves her hometown to, you know, work at a big job, from where she was. She comes back to town because her mother died, and you have to see the rest of the movie. I will not spoil it for you. Make sure you tap into How to Plan an Orgy in a Small Town. Second must see movie. Uh, Partners in Action came out in 2000, came out in 1987. So it's that 1980s type of action, type of flair. Directed by Dennis Feldman. Stars Jim Belushi. Stars John Ritter. Uh, uh, Barbara Barrio. Mark Hinner, and Bill Morey. Fire movie about a special operative that's working cases secretly. Obviously, one of the operatives die, and then you have to see the rest of the movie. I won't spoil it for you. Again, it's called Partners in Action. Um, I'm, I'm sorry, Partners in Action. Yeah, I read to you Real Men. I'm sorry, Real Men. That movie's called Real Men. That came out in 1987. That was the movie Real Men. Sorry. Partners in Action came out in 2002, directed by Sidney Fury. Dope movie. Stars Armin Estant, uh, Douglas Smith, Alex Kirks, Joseph Soren, and I know I'm not even gonna say the name. I'm gonna tear the name up. Pause. But it's a dope movie. It's about an undercover cop. He finds dirty cops. He finds the ring, and you got to see the rest of the movie. So make sure you tap into How to Plan an Orgy in a Small Town, Partners in Action, and Real Men. So make sure you tap to those three must see movies. Make sure you tap into those. All right, moving on to three must hear albums. Make sure you tap into number one, Adina Howard. Do You Want to Ride? Came out in 1998. Number two, K John, I Get Around, came out in 2009. And number three, Mary J. Blige, What's the 411, came out in 1992. So make sure you tap into those albums. Fire, fire albums. So make sure you tap in. What's going on in the chat? Shout out to Working Games. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. If I didn't shout out Zach, shout out to Zach. And shout out to Ali Hay. Shout out to Ali, the original Bad Boy movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What would a broke back sequel even look like? Oh, y'all talking about broke back and sequels and prequels. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes. Let's switch that around. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, so must see classic show. This show was funny on the low. It didn't get the proper love when it came out, but it's a must see. Wanda at Large. It's a must see show. Very funny. Obviously stars Wanda Sykes, Phil Morris, Dale Gaboldo, Tammy Lauren, and Journey Smollett. Funny, funny show, very underrated. Must tap into it. It came out in 2003. Only had 2 seasons, but just because I had 2 seasons doesn't mean it wasn't funny. It was actually hilarious. So make sure you tap into Wanda at Large. Fire must see show. Shout out to 304 on top. Shout out to 304 on top. Hit the like button. Appreciate, we love, love. This is the Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. All right, so moving on. Here we are. So we got through that very, very fast. Very, very fast. It's time to rap. It's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps. This segment is this segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you can get classic movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for only $4.99. So make sure you tap into Button Snaps. All right. A must-own show is a musical concert. Plenty of pocket songs that bop. Okay, my dude Zach said go check that out. Yeah, go check that out. Never heard of it. Go check that out. All right, so moving on, y'all. So like I said, it's time to wrap. All right, Caitlin Clark. I'm gonna just normally I'll read off stuff from my partner. My brother would say some things uh, about the subject. So Caitlin Clark to me is being set up to be like the great white hope of the WNBA. To be honest with you, I'm not really intrigued with the WNBA, but the rest of the world is giving it its shine. These girls was balling out. They deserve some shine. They deserve some notoriety. They deserve, throughout their hard work. But if more women would support the sport, then WNBA will probably be the biggest sport in all the sports because you have more women in the world than men. But the way the narrative is being pushed with Caitlin Clark coming into the lead as a rookie, she was like the second coming in the college basketball. She was killing, and now she's starting off with a lot of struggles, like most rookies do. Um, it seemed like the veterans is taking it on as a personal challenge with Caitlin Clark, and they told him when she was going to come in the lead, it wasn't going to be sweet. It wasn't going to be coming down the court busting threes the way she was doing in college. And it has been a struggle, but she is battling. But it's not the play that is setting her up to be the great white hype. Is the stories behind the play, right? They're more focused on the great treatment that she's not receiving from the other players, just the difficulties of her with her and some of her teammates and things of that nature. That's regular rookie veteran stuff that goes on. Anytime somebody that comes to a team, they the new rookie that think they popping, they gonna get that work. So you know what I'm saying? So every night there's always something. Oh, her teammates is leaving her hanging, or her teammates didn't want to pass her the ball, or the other team is playing her rough and tough. They supposed to. They supposed to. But I'm seeing a lot of commentators out there is like, yo, but she's the one that's bringing the people to the game. Of course, she is the one bringing the people to the game. That's a fact. That don't mean you let her bust your ass. She gonna have to get that work because there's going to be a point in time if she elevates and expands her game, and when she's going to be busting ass, she's not going to take it on easy on no rookie. She's going to be striving for greatness. So they pushing her towards that if that's what her path is supposed to be. But these narratives on how they hate her and how they this that and the third is weird. Like, yo, just let them play ball. I get it, but that's what they set her up to be because slowly but surely she's going to improve. She's going to get better. So every moment that she does very well, they're going to make it even bigger. Let the girl play ball. Let her get her ass bust so she could get better. Sports is supposed to be fair. Sports is not supposed to be about black and white. Sports is supposed to be about performance and performance only. Stories do matter, but it's not the main thing when it comes to sports. Sports is a sub-genre, subculture that's supposed to be fair, that binds all class, all race, all type of backgrounds. We're supposed to get binded together based on sports. So the storylines that they running behind the scenes is trash, and I'm not jacking it. Oh, why don't you say hello? Oh, shout out to A. Shout out to A. Shout out to you, A. Shout out to you, A. Hit that like button. He said, "Why I don't say hello?" Shout out to you, A. Where is a whole different? Okay, shout out to Ali. Okay, can you being weird, Jiffy? When are you making? Being weird, Jiffy. Be so being weird, Jiffy. You trying to send me to jail talking about fentanyl. Yeah, man. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. No, no, no. No, no, no. So again, I think they trying to set Caitlin Clark up to be the great white hype. If she's supposed to be the best player in the league, let her prove that by her play. That's it. That's all. That's how you become the best. As you come, you bust ass, you talk a little shit, you be entertaining. You see what I'm saying? But you earn it through the grind and the hard work. That's it. That's it. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. That's good right there, kid. That's good. That's some good water right there, kid. Did you get that? Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I actually, no, I was about to lie. I was about to say I bought it uh from a crackhead lady that resemble your cousin, but that would be a lie. So yeah, yeah, JJ, I no, no, no. Mm-mm. So next topic. But I love the energy though. I love the energy. Don't mistake it. I love the energy. All right, next topic. Comedian Eddie Griffin says that Diddy was smashing Clive Davis and was using recorded tapes as blackmail. So, and it was also part of those tapes that was allegedly picked up from the raid. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Honestly, what do y'all think about that? Because there's a lot of weirdness going on in the chat. Yes, Diddy. They said comedian Eddie Griffin said that Diddy was smashing Clive Davis, the music mogul, and was using recorded tapes as blackmail. Do you believe that he would do that? No way. I feel you. 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 You know what's weird, man? Like for the longest, I just couldn't see P. Diddy or Puff Daddy being like gay, right? So, but a lot of stories come back to say like, yo, he dib and dabble and this, that, and the third. And who knows? Nobody's in his bedroom but the people that are in his bedroom. But for a long time, he never gave me that energy that he was gay. And what gay is that you sleep with other men, okay? Not somebody who sleeps with men and sleeps with women. If you sleep with men, you're gay. Some people like to say they bisexual if they sleep with both. You're gay. That's a form of homosexuality. You're gay. So Diddy never gave off gay to me. But when I started seeing things, it was like what I mean by seeing things is like, I don't know if y'all remember the Drink Champs interview, like way back when it was him, Fabulous, Jadakiss, and they all sitting around. And he told Fabulous, he said, yo, we're gonna party, you know what I'm saying? He's like, what are you talking about? Like we party together. Then he was like, nah, like we party, but we ain't never party, you know what I'm saying? And when somebody say, you know what I'm saying, it's like an implied that you like it's the insider type of thing, like you know what I'm saying. So it was like very weird, and then you see Jada Kiss like put his head down and like laughing or whatever. So that interview was very spicy, and from then on out, I was like, yo, Diddy might have a little sugar in the tank, you know what I'm saying. And then what capped it off is in that same interview he was like, he told somebody else, yeah, I love when you bend over, scratching and searching for things, daddy. And I'm like, no grown man says that to another grown man at no point in time. I'm just like, yo, what we doing? Like, what we talking about? Like, now we gonna have to fight. What is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? If another grown man says to you, I like it when you bend over, scratching and searching for things, yo, that's an automatic fight. Like, real talk. I'm from Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is probably the most homophobic place in the world. That's where we get no Diddy, no homo. We say that with after everything we say. Like, yo, can you pass me a slice of that bread? No homo though. We say that with everything, right? So when he said that, that's like out of all grown men in the world, you just don't say that to another grown man at no point in time. That's a fight. And everybody was just like, he said that. Nobody said nothing. Nobody. They're just chilling. Like, yeah, did he? Yeah, he on that type of time, right? And then there was another scene that I was like, yo, did he catch Nori in the Matrix? Because he took the cake, right? And he was like, yo, make a wish. And Nori must have caught himself because he looked like he didn't want to do it. So he put the cake all up in his face. So he had the cake all up in Nori's face, like right here. He's like, yo, make a wish. And he's shaking it in front of his face. And Nori was like, he was like, you know what I'm saying? He was surveilling the room, like, damn, I'm gonna have to blow these candles out. And he didn't do it like you know, he tried to do it like real gangster, right? He went like he tried to do one of those, right? So like, yo, when a dude has that type of power to be like real sugary, and you can't even be like super G'd up and check him, that says a lot, yo. Cause instead of Nori just like, nah, man, I don't want to blow out no cameras, man. It's my show, man. What are we talking about, bro? Nori, he didn't want to do it the normal way. He had to put a little extra on it so he didn't look like he was being controlled. So that interview right there was like had my spidey senses tingling, like, yo, something not right. And I think Diddy started to be comfortable with the world because for a long time, I guess because of social media or lack of social media, we didn't see people like that. Now you see people like that, and it's like, yo. So this is very interesting. So going back to Eddie Griffin saying that Diddy has tapes of him and Clive Davis getting it on is crazy, but That is what's allegedly being said by Eddie Griffin, and Eddie Griffin don't mince words. If y'all know Eddie Griffin, his career, he doesn't mince his words. When he say things, he say it from his chest. Pause. You see what I'm saying? The New Yorkers, we say pause after everything. And he means what he say when he says that. So who knows? Uh, Very interesting situation that's going on with Diddy. All right, moving on to our next subject. Kevin Hart makes an appearance on the Kai Cenat stream. I thought that was very dope for somebody on that level of Kevin Hart that would rock out with Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat is top tier up. I don't even want to call up and coming no more. Like he's arrived. Kai Cenat is really doing his thing, and for people when they promote movies, albums, they go on his live on his stream, which is extremely dope. So to get somebody of a Kevin Hart's caliber to come on his live, and they actually made some really great comment content from that live. Very funny, like they had a scene where they was picking out like they had like a field test where they would put their hand in the box and it'll be like a rabbit or a snake or a box of straws or something like that. So, and it was blindfolded too. So that was very funny. So they had some really funny moments. So shout out to Kai Cenat. Hope he continue to do his thing and progress. And it's dope that Kevin Hart went on his live. And shout out to Kevin Hart too. He continued to do his thing, and it's dope again for somebody of his caliber and his level that could again go on somebody's live that's doing his thing. But I would like to see Kevin Hart take that a step further. I would like Kevin Hart to go on somebody's platform that nobody knows about at all. At all. Go on their platform, right? Because Kai Cenat is already established in my opinion. But you going on there, you not only he's established now, but now you basically turning him into a star. So turn somebody that has no name into a star as well. I think that would be dope too, and that would say a lot about Kevin Hart's ability to turn stars into stars just because he's standing by them, just because they're talented. Because we was talking about that last show. There's a difference between being talented and there's a difference between being popular and famous. More so famous. Most people that go for fame, they do the steps for fame. People that go for being talented, they do all the things to be talented. It's not one and the same. It's no longer people are famous because they're talented. No, people are famous because they're famous. You at home right now could be famous tomorrow if you take a hot bowl of shit, film yourself eating a hot bowl of shit. Tomorrow, you would be famous. You will go viral. But I'm pretty sure you would rather be famous for your talent. So it's two different things. So I think it would be dope for a guy like Kevin Hart to pull somebody up based on their talent and not their fame. Not saying that that was the case with Kai Cenat, but saying to add on to what he is establishing with doing that. All right, moving on to the next subject. There's a club in New York City that just closed down, might I add, and there's a reason why they just closed down. Club Garcon. I know I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Club Garcon. Garcon. This New York City club requires requires the men requires the men to show their bank account, and their bank account they must have at least $50,000 in their account. What do y'all think about that in the chat? This club, Club Garcon in New York City that just closed, required the men patrons to, in order to come inside the club, they have to show proof that they have at least $50,000 in their bank account. That's crazy. That's crazy. A lot of people out here not even making 50,000 a year, especially in New York City. I don't care what nobody tell you. there's people in New York City that's making money, right? But the more money you make, the more bills you pay. Not to say that somebody can't have 50,000 in their account based on their job, but in order for them to have $50,000 in their account, they would have had to make six figures for a while now. And what I mean by a while, for at least about 10 years for them to have 50,000 in their account, because lifestyle, when you make six figures in New York City, you're paying a high rent. You're paying high rent in New York City. I do know that, right? Food is a necessity and it costs very high in New York. Don't have a car. If you mess around and have a car for convenience, which it is better to have a car than to take public transportation, because anybody has ever been in New York City, that the public transportation is like riding a circus. Is crazy, right? But it's not necessarily a necessity, right? So that's car note, that's car insurance. Very high in New York City, might I add. You like to go out, you like to shop, you don't got no money left. You don't got no money left. If you paid the right amount in federal tax, you might get a nice refund. And if you smart, you save your refunds. So it would take you 10 years to save $50,000 doing it the right way, living in New York City, making over $100,000 a year, and not to mention making $100,000 in New York City, you have to pay at least $22,000 in federal tax off the rip. So this club requires the men patrons to have $50,000 in their account, and they have to show them this before they enter their club. No wonder they went out of business. No wonder. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised. So this is very interesting when I hear this. Um, you know, but can you imagine coming to a club and they be like, yeah, in order to come in here, you need to show us you got $50,000 in your account. How dumb is that? People that have that type of money in their account right this second, you think they're gonna go into their phone, be on a line of strangers, and just show them 50K when you got a line of strangers, and then you got people that can't get inside the club because they don't got the 50,000, right? And they just watch. They looking at all the people that went. Oh, so all y'all got 50,000? Okay, you trying to line me up? Yeah, I don't got it. I don't got it. I go to the other club. I don't got nothing. I got $2 in my pocket. Trying to get a $1 drink. So that's not happening. That's not happening. Yeah, that's yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, that right there, I've never heard of such craziness before. That a club requires the men to show that they have $50,000 in their account just to get into their club, which is wild. So they out of business though, but that's not a business model you should build on, especially with a club. The whole purpose of a club, before I got into music, podcasting, I used to work in a club. I used to be a bartender, right? The secret of running a very successful club is to make the person who has the least and make them feel like they're the most. Because the people that already have it, they're going to outdo this person anyway. But the whole secret is not to make the little guy feel like the little guy. The whole purpose of the club experience is to make the little guy feel included into the club experience and having a good time. And the club experience is not a hard thing to do. Pause. See, I told y'all we say pause after everything, right? So the whole purpose of that is this. The whole basic thing about a club is to go get a drink, meet women. That's it. Well, for men, go there to meet women. Simple. That's the only reason why guys go to the club, because it's going to be women there. It's going to be drinks there. We're going to go meet women, and we're going to drink. It's very simple. Women, they go into the club. Who knows why women go to clubs? Like when they go to club, they don't want to talk to most guys, and they want to dance on their girlfriends or whatever. But at the end of the day, the club experience is not hard. So to say you require your patrons to have $50,000 in their account and they have to show you is crazy, and you just basically setting people up because the people that can't get inside that club, trust me, they gonna be on some people ass on the way home. So shout out to Saul. Shout out to Saul in the building. Hit that like button. Appreciate you for tapping in. I go to the club for the yeah, man. Yeah, get them chicks, man. It's the women and the drinks. Some guys don't drink. Just go for the women. Simple. So the whole purpose of that club is to make everybody feel special, and it's not very hard to do. So they out of business. So good luck, Chuck. All right, moving on to our next subject. Now they have released the top five unhealthiest breakfast foods that you can even eat. And these foods right here is stuff that I grew up on, and I don't even eat this stuff no more. I haven't had none of these foods in years, and it's true. Like each of these breakfast foods does harmful things to your body. So I'm gonna go with number five first. Number five is cereal. Cereal is a bowl of sugar. I used to be big on cereal. I used to eat my meals and wash it down with cereal. I used to love me some cereal, but it's nothing but a bowl of sugar. It has no nutritional value. Stay away from cereal. Number four, frozen waffles. I know people love them frozen waffles, throw a little syrup on that thing and go crazy, but it's not good for you. Stay away from them frozen waffles. Instant oatmeal. Instant oatmeal. I know a lot of people grew up on that instant oatmeal. For some of us, that's all we had in the house at certain points of our life. But that instant oatmeal, stay away from. It's not good for you. Pop Tarts. I know y'all love Pop Tarts. Pop Tarts was probably one of the hardest things that I had to walk away from, but it became very easy once I realized the effects of Pop Tarts has a lot of soy in it. So for a lot of dudes that had a man boobs, stop eating Pop Tarts. If you stop eating Pop Tarts, you'll stop having man boobs. I'm telling you, hit the gym a little bit, and that chest will come back. You feel me? That chest will come back. Uh, P Town. Shout out to Alfred in the building. Shout out to Rob in the building. Shout out. Uh, Shannon Sharp with braids. No way, bro. Oh, I like the joke, Rob. Good try. Good try. I like the joke. I like it. I like it. Good try. Good try. Uh, yeah. So stay away from them Pop Tarts. So again, so at number five, cereal, four, frozen waffles, three, instant oatmeal, two, Pop Tarts. Must stay away from as far as unhealthiest breakfast foods. And that number one, no surprise here, is bacon. Bacon is the worst thing you can put into your body alone, let alone for a breakfast, let alone for breakfast food. So stay away from that bacon. Uh, well played, bro. Salute, man. Hit that like button. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. So stay away from those unhealthy foods. Stay away from those. All right. Moving on. Have y'all heard that Japan is offering Americanized men $75,000 to come and impregnate the women? Some of y'all could get rich, baby. 75,000 a pop. And then uh there's another company called a Bullion Group is offering 75,000 to the employees as a bonus. So let's say they making 50,000 already, they offering another 75,000 in a bonus for each top child, plus 15,000 a month for the first child. For the first two children. If you have a third child, it's going to be lowered to 10,000 per child. So that's 30,000 per child. And they're going to give you this from when they're born all the way through high school. So either Japan is very expensive to live in, or somebody could go and get that paper, dog. That's a lot of loot. That's a lot of loot just for doing what we do naturally, and that's procreate. So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's a nice compensation. That's a nice compensation. I love the curve. Yeah, I mean that's a nice compensation. That's a lot of loot to have. So imagine, can you imagine that if we had that here? Can you imagine if we had that in the U.S.? That can you imagine? Let's say you worked at Walmart, and Walmart was like, "Yo, now I mean, for every child that you have, I already, we already pay y'all 40,000 a year, but we're gonna throw an extra 25. And if you have a second child, we throw another 25 on top of that. If you have a third, we're not gonna give you 25 no more. We're gonna drop that to 15. So you looking at 45,000 a month, all the way till the kids is up to high school. You that would be something, because some people like, well, I would never have to work. You would have to work to get the benefit and to get the bonus. So that would really incentivize a lot of people. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I think our economy will fall. And if we think we're paying for stuff now, a thing of bread probably like $20 at that point. So, and see, the problem what we having in our country now is not that we don't make enough money. That's not the issue. The issue is that everything is overpriced. If everything wasn't overpriced, the money that's being paid and allocated on regular jobs, it wouldn't even be an issue. Gas. I remember when gas was like 180. I was in California not too long ago. Their regular gas is like 8.77 or something like that, or eight. No, it's like 8.02. It was crazy in California. In Florida, our gas is probably what, like 3.49. I remember when gas was 180. See what I'm saying? So if we went back to a lower cost of living where you could get you a nice place, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom for 700 a month. And I'm talking about like upper echelon type of nice, right? It's not how much money we make, it's how much the cost of living it is. So that's not the issue. So if they lower the cost of living, people will do all right, man. People will do all right. And the only reason why they raise the cost of living, to be honest with y'all, is because they want to raise the gap between the wealthy and the poor. Because if the middle class people could come up to being wealthy, the wealthy don't like that shit. It's like, yo, what are you doing up here with me? We need to raise this. So you notice they found little ways to raise things, right? To keep the middle class further away from having the opportunity to become rich. That used to be the beauty about this country. You could go from being lower class, middle class, then upper class, right? If you worked hard and you had a nice little game plan, right? But now they trying to keep the middle. They trying to put the middle to lower class so they can have two separate classes, and that's it. So, if you know, you know. All right, moving on. There was a newlywed couple that came inside their wedding reception. Somebody had the great idea to have this grand entrance, right? So the wedding couple set their back on fire, y'all. They set their back on fire. So as they walking into the reception, their back is on fire. They're smiling. So of course they must have had, some stunt man type of thing in the back or whatever. But as they walking up, that thing getting kind of hot, getting kind of close, and the protection that they had on their neck and then their head, it starts to run out, and they had themselves a little mishap, going into the wedding reception. Which I think about that, because for me, that was, I know it's not funny, but it was funny. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. Um, who bright idea was that? Who bright idea was that? That alone to me is like the dumbest thing that you could ever do. Now, if you're working on a movie set, you're doing something in a music video. Oh, I get it, right? But for your wedding, how's that sexy? How's that popping? Nobody that will go to your wedding is like, damn, they set this off on fire. Like, yo, that would be a good idea. Yo, we should incorporate that into our wedding. I've never seen that. So, yo, that couple was wild different. They both are trying that, but at the end of the day, I don't think that was smart. And obviously, it didn't have a great ending to that. So that was like very weird in itself. I couldn't believe that when I heard it. And yeah, I mean, just seeing that was, I've never seen anything like that before. Never, never. Yeah, that was real goofy. Yeah, that was real goofy. That was real goofy. That was real goofy. I've never seen nothing like that before. Moving on to our next subject. A mother, Amora Lex, self surrenders her 5 children to ACS. Shortly after, she posted on her social media that she wants to go out and party. Shortly after that, she's been on a media run telling her story, and she's been, looking together, and she's looking like her focus is not on her children. But she self-surrendered her children to ACS in hopes of giving them a better life. And this is what she said during her interview, that she gave them up to give them a better life and to give herself a better life because she's mentally breaking down. I could respect that on one hand when you're mentally breaking down and you feel like you don't have no relief. But how is giving your children up going to be better for them when the best case scenario is to be with their mom? Because you, as their mom, can only protect them in the type of way that only that their father can protect them or more. Because the father could protect them the best out of everybody. So let's say their father or the fathers are not around, right? But you're still mom. Nobody know your children like you. What make you think of them being in the hands of strangers? Because no matter, regardless of this ACS, they have to place them with someone. They're going to be strangers, and chances are your children will be broken up into different homes. So how is that a better upbringing from you? So I get it. I can respect the fact that you thought that was a good idea, but ultimately it's not a good idea because now you're going to give your children, they're going to have difficulties with being confident, with trusting people. If when kids can't trust their mother and their father, oh my God, they're doomed for failure. So again, I get it, but at the end of the day, this was the best case scenario for you, especially if you're going out partying. Now you're going on, podcasts to tell your story. What does your story benefit your children? Because you're not saying that you're going on these podcasts and they're paying you for your story. So that way, when you get your children back, you have some money to support your children. And she already said she was working, she was doing everything that she needed to do. But again, if you're doing everything that's needed to be and then you end up giving your children up, that's a backwards ideology. So at the end of the day, I I'm not jacking it, and them children is gonna be messed up forever. All they know is that their mother gave them up. All they know is that their mother gave up on them. So uh, very sad, very sad. All right, moving on. Antonio Brown files for Chapter 11. NFL great Antonio Brown, one of the best receivers ever in the NFL, had a chance to make a whole lot of money. Um, so it's surprising he made a lot of money in the NFL, but there was situations where he could have made even more money that he lost out on. If I'm not mistaken, when he was signed to the Raiders, he was going to make crazy amounts of money at that one particular time, and he pulled all kinds of antics for him to get released. So in the NFL, they have what they call a morality clause, and when you pull antics and and you basically that morality clause go against your contract. So that money that you were supposed to get, guess what? It's not guaranteed no more, bro. So that could have been a contributing factor because I believe he missed out about on $40 million at that time. So to hear that he's having money issues, I'm not necessarily surprised because he also owned an arena football team, and for those who don't know, he owned the New York Empire, and a lot of those guys on that team has not been paid, for their services, and he owns that team, so he has to give them their checks, and there's lawsuits against him based on that alone as well too. So, um, it's very unfortunate. I don't say that, with happiness, to see, another a melanated brother to really fall like that. I'm not happy to say or see, but at the same time, it is what it is, and it's unfortunate because it does affects that man's family. But he has to go through that situation, and he's been through worse in his life, and I'm expecting that he will find a way to get out of the situation. So good luck to Antonio Brown in all sincerity. So she can't do that to the kids. They need to keep the legs closed. Oh, you talking about the girl before Ali? Yeah, yeah, the girl. It's 5 kids, man. 5 kids. That's a lot of kids to give up to have that type of trauma. So I agree. I agree. Keep them legs closed if you can't take care of them. Seriously, seriously. Um. All right, moving on to our last subject, but it's not our last segment. Our last subject: Sean Kingston, pop singer Sean Kingston, and his mom was arrested for defrauding people um over $1 million. There's 8 charges that's lingering right now, including grand theft, fraud, and organized scam to defraud. Um, this going to carry some years. They didn't say the amount of years that this particular charge is going to carry, but they looking at some time, and they both are behind bars right now. So that's going to be a situation that's going to unfold in the coming weeks. And good luck to him and his mom. That's serious, man. When they say you organized a scheme to defraud, that means that they have ironclad proof that you organize some things to get something. So that's going to be very scary. Nobody wants to be in that situation, and nobody wants their mother to be locked up with them. And it's really the mom that organized the scam. It wasn't Sean Kingston, from my understanding, allegedly. So this is going to be something. Oh, forgot the one last thing on the Minnesota Timberwolves lost tonight. They lost to the Dallas Mavericks. So now the Dallas Mavericks is up 3-0 in the Western Conference Finals. What do y'all think about that? To be honest with you, when the playoffs started, I didn't even think Dallas was going to get to the through the first round. To be honest with you, I kid you not. I kid you not. Um, I said in the very beginning of the Western Conference, I said New Orleans was going to be difficult if everybody was healthy, including Zion, including Ingram. I said those guys are gonna be a tough out, and they're gonna beat a lot of teams in the playoffs because nobody could stop Zion Williamson when he's healthy and he's on the court. But nobody could stop that team when they're healthy. But they had an early exit because guys was hurt. But to see the way the Mavericks have gone through each round, I don't want to say they squeaking by, but they kind of squeaking by. They closing they're closing the games at the end. They have terrific closers with Kyrie Irving and Luca, great scorers. So they keeping the game close, and then at the end they making those special plays. So I'm very surprised to see them up 3-0 against the Minnesota Timberwolves because, to be honest with you, Anthony Edwards looked like the second coming of Michael Jordan. He's been looking like that all playoffs long. The way he looked in the Denver series, um, they actually slowed him down in the Denver series. If people was really watching, he really struggled those last few games, but they were still good enough to win. I thought Minnesota was going to go hands down. I thought this was going to be in reverse. I thought Minnesota would be up 3-0 against the Mavericks at this point in the series. So I'm very surprised at how this is going down right now. Seriously. So we potentially right now is looking at a Mavericks versus Boston Celtics. So the Boston Celtics is also up 3-0, which is surprising because they always start playing funky in the second, third game, right? Um, so it's very surprising. So if we could be looking at Boston versus the Mavericks. If we do, I would be surprised. And the Mavericks would be favored to win the finals because the Boston Celtics, they're very funky, man. Like they look amazing in one game, and then the very next game they look like hot garbage. They look god awful. So they're very inconsistent. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of the playoffs play out. So looking at this situation, um, just seeing this, it does make for an interesting playoff run because we don't know for sure who's going to win. But at this point, I can't see the Timberwolves beating the Mavericks 4 in a row. I cannot see the Pacers beating the Boston Celtics 4 in a row to come back and win this series. So that's going to be something to see in itself. I think we got what we got, and that's what it's going to be. And if it happens to be Boston and Mavericks, I think the Mavericks will win that series. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. But the Mavericks, again, if the game is close, the Mavericks is very dangerous because you have Kyrie and you have Luca. And at the end of the game, these guys can close. If Boston don't blow these guys out, the Mavericks are sneaky good. And that's the unlikely team I thought would end up this far. So shout out to the Mavericks. All right, moving on to our last segment of the night, keep the lie live segment. This segment is brought to you uh, by this particular segment. I wanted to talk about hunger for real success. The hunger for real success. Um, we live in a day and age where people would do whatever it takes to make it. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? As long as whatever it takes to make it, you can handle morality wise. When people really mess up by trying to make it, is doing things that go against their morality. Most people sum it up like, well, it's more than what I had before. So that's where my morality lies, is whatever that gets me the most. There's a movie called Bamboozle, and this movie is directed by Spike Lee, starring Damon Wayans, Savion Glover, Tommy Davidson. Very, very underrated movie. Also, Jada Pickett is in that movie. Jada Pickett Smith. Very underrated movie. You had two guys that would show up to a network building every day, singing and dancing every single day. And you had the big wigs that walk past them every single day. Like, yeah, these guys out here every day singing and dancing. They'll get them a cup of coffee. It was like, man, when you gonna bring us in the building, man? We'd love to do something for you. Keep walking past these guys every single day. One day, the executive says, we're gonna bring these guys into the building. Mind you, these guys are homeless. They get up every morning from the little makeshift house that they made in like a little crack in the wall of New York. Get up, get up early in the morning, get a thing of coffee, dance and sing in front of that building. So when the executive bring them inside the building, to make a long story short, They say, hey man, we want to pay you guys and we want to do this new show. And this is going to put good money in your pocket, 80 grand. So 80,000 to somebody that was just homeless sounds like what? More than what they had. But in order to get this 80 grand, they had to dress in blackface, sing and dance on the TV show. I want you to go, guys, to go check that movie. I don't want to ruin the rest of the movie, but I made my message very loud and clear when I say hunger for real success is very real. Whatever that it takes for you to make it to the next level, that's for you and only you. Don't let anybody judge you or knock you down because you took a certain step that was laid for you, that you felt was laid for you, that you felt that there was not a better option or a way around it, or I don't want it that bad. I'll do this over here and I'm more cool with that. Right? So don't let people knock you for taking the options and the steps that you need to take to be successful, because guess what? When you go to sleep at night, it don't replenish nobody else's body but yours. When you pay your bills, it doesn't pay other people's bills, it pays your bills. So do what you have to do to make it. Don't let other people's proclivities dictate your actions on where you want to go with your life. Being successful is a self thing. What I mean by that is this. Some people see success, well, most people see success as get $1 million, get a big house, get a couple cars, got kids, white picket fence, yada, 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 right? For some people, that's not success. For some people, success is really having family, having children, having a lot of kids, and making sure that they taken care of. But we don't need to be rich. We don't need $1 million. Hell, we don't even need 100,000. We need we need enough money to work, pay bills, take a vacation, and to take care of our family. And not only take care of our family, keep our family out of trouble. Not only keep our family out of trouble, help our family reach the dreams that they want to reach. Because dreams are very individual based, is what I'm getting to. So everybody's level of success is two different things. Like for instance, if somebody is very rich, they have everything that they ever wanted, but they don't have no family. They look at a man with his children. He's struggling, but he has children. He has a wife. And they have a life in together, but it's very struggling. But they have each other. A rich man would give that up in a heartbeat. Some, some would give that up in a heartbeat. And vice versa. The guy that has all the children will look at the rich man and be like, damn, I wonder what it will be like to drive a Mercedes. I wonder what it'd be like to live in this nice house and to be a bachelor and, bring women to my home and let them marvel at my home instead of having all these kids and living this struggle life. Success is very individual based, y'all. So go get yours. Don't let nobody dictate on how you move and how you get it. Simple and plain. All right. So, yo, that's been tonight's episode. I appreciate everyone for tapping in. It is nothing but love. The Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. We're on every Thursday and Sunday night at 10:30. Again, every Thursday and Sunday night at 10:30. Shout out to my brother Santana. That's that man you see on the left side of me right now. Shout out to him. He has some unforeseen family situation that he had to take care of, but he will be back with me on Thursday night as well. So again, we're on every Thursday and Sunday night at 10:30. Please hit that like, hit that share, and that subscribe button. So every time we come on live, you mess with us. Also, look out for the new interview tomorrow on the Overstand podcast. Well, I understand when you go Overstand, that's on every Monday at 9:30. So come in and check out our brand new episode. We got a special guest for y'all. So make sure you tap in tomorrow to this channel at 9:30 for the Overstand podcast. Shout out to the sponsors of the show, Bravo Section, Button Snaps, OUV Records. If you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the Can of Brothers Get a Rap podcast, you can hit me up on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. Uh, and that's what it do. It's nothing but love, y'all. Nothing but love. I'll see y'all again. Tap in tomorrow. Tap in tomorrow for the Overstand podcast. And tap in Thursday, 10:30. Can the Brothers Get a Rap? We'll see you next time. Love.